Okay, welcome to my room. These here, as I am about to show you, are all done by the artists that appear on your website, Sonic SatAM, or SatAM Sonic, Friends United for Sonic, or SatAM, whatever. These above here are all done by J. Fox Fire. As well as these are down here, these two are screenshots, and these two here are done by the shredder. Now, if we look over here, I guess you can only see those. Well, let me show you those first then. As you can see here, these are all done by fans just like you. J. Foxfire did this one, M-Lock did this one. I'm not sure who did these, to be exact. I'm not really sure who did them, but these are really good ones. Above here are other ones. This one is done by Jamie C. I'm not sure who did that one. These are all, as I said, good ones right here. J. Foxfire did these. And if I can turn you around to look over here, and kind of zoom out a bit, these here, this one is done by J. Foxfire. Art Ripley, or Alit Ripley did this one. I'm not sure who did this one. Artist by the name of Gary Deer did these right here of Bunny and Sally. This one is also done by the same artist that did this one. And up here we have some of my other ones. Those two are done by the shredder. That one by Jamie C. Now, if I can get your attention over to here, this one also done, this is done by Amy Ross Spine. Alit Ripley did this. This here, thanks to Sonic HQ, is the cover for the upcoming Beginnings. And also thanks to Sonic HQ, this here is the cover for 123, which and I know a lot of you have now. This here is Sally. This one here is done by the shredder. I'm not sure, where he is. This one above here, I'm gonna zoom up, look at it, is one that's done by Spaz, the Sonic artist himself. And then if we look over here, we have more Sonic artwork. This one done by Carolyn Poslick, or however you pronounce her last name. These here are done by her. This one by Tim Furo, as well as this one. These two right here, as you can see, are done by him. This one here, I'm not sure who did this one. This one most definitely is done by the shredder. And this one, I think, is done by Jamie C. And over here, we have the other ones, as I was trying to tell you about. This one here is done by Shredder. This one here is done by M-Lock. This one here, I think, is one of the best that's done by Shredder. This one is done by J. Foxfire. And these here are screenshots, from different episodes. And you might recognize them. But anyway, that's a tour of my room and what my Sonic SatAM stuff is. But before I go, I also want to show you the fact that, as I said, I do have the comic. And in fact, I have many comics, I just don't want to bring them out, of Sonic and Sonic SatAM related stuff. I do have the game, you know, Sonic Advance. I do have the official Sonic the Hedgehog 2 soundtrack, well, Adventure 2 soundtrack. And now I'm going to explain to you my opinions on Sonic's Saturday Morning. Hi, I'm back. Now, as you saw in my room, I have a lot of Sonic SatAM stuff. Related stuff, that is. As I mentioned yesterday, and I will let you know again. In fact, I'll show you. I have not one, but three copies of this. I used to have 4, but I sent one to one of my cousins. I have 3 copies of this. I have these video games right here, you know, to prove my point. Down here, I have 2 of my 3 original Sonic VHS tapes. And in my videos somewhere, I have the Sonic, you know, Sonic Saturday Morning series, mostly the 2nd season, which I consider one of the best, but that's just my opinion. And I also have the other Sonic, one, which is called Sonic Racer. It's in there somewhere. In fact, I can see it from right here. But anyway, let's get to my opinions about Sonic Saturday Morning. As I mentioned earlier, I believe that, Fox Kids Network, or the Fox now, back in 94, 95, should have bought the series and should have brought it to their network so everyone could have a win-win situation. And as I mentioned yesterday, I believe with this, upcoming direct-to-video DVD movie that Ken Penders has been talking about and raving about, and fans have been raving about, I believe that when that finally comes out to video and DVD, that a lot of major studios, going from 20th Century Fox to Warner Brothers to New Line to Lionsgate and Columbia and who knows who else, they're going to look at that and they're going to say, well, they're going to look at it and they're going to say, well, if a Sonic Saturday Morning movie can be successful on DVD, then how successful will it be if we were to make it into a theatrical movie? And that's just my opinion. But I believe that sooner or later, when that movie comes out to DVD and video, that, as I mentioned, that Ken Penders is talking about, that I believe a lot of those major studios out there are going to look at it and say, and start thinking that maybe they should have, thought of, they'll start thinking, to correct myself, they'll start thinking of on how to make a theatrical movie version of Sonic Saturday Morning. And I believe it's going to be a success. And I believe, both, the video and DVD that we know is coming is going to be a success. And I believe if a theatrical movie was to ever come out, I believe that's going to be a success as well. As far as love lives go, in Sonic SatAM universe, I'm really glad that Archie Comics, which publishes the SatAM related comic book, I'm very happy that they got Sonic and Sally back together, because they did the one thing that Dick tried to do back almost 10 years ago, but was unsuccessful in doing, and that is listening to the fans. They listened to the fans, and they knew, especially, they didn't want to lose any of the best subscribers, that they better put Sonic and Sally together. And they did. If you're a Mina Mongoose fan as well as a SatAM fan, don't fear. Don't cry or anything, because Mina Mongoose is going to get somebody in her life. And you know who it's going to be? Now, some of you may argue this, but I believe it's going to be Miles Tails Prower. I may be wrong, but I've got a feeling that's who it's going to be. Because remember, Tails said in a few issues ago that he really liked Mina. So don't be surprised if that happens. I mean, some of you want Tails and Amy, that's fine. But don't be surprised if it's Tails and Mina. another thing, I'm want to talk about, my opinion wise, is the music videos that myself and the rest of you have been making, in tribute and in dedication to Sonic SatAM, because you just want, because basically what we're doing is we're sending out a message, hopefully knowing that someone big, who worked on Sonic SatAM or worked at Dig Productions, or someone out there that has connections is going to see these videos online and start saying to themselves, wow, maybe we shouldn't have taken Sonic, maybe Dig shouldn't have taken Sonic, maybe ABC or Dig shouldn't have taken Sonic SatAM off the air. And I believe these music videos are going to help out a lot. Some of them may be funny, some of them may be danceable, some of them may be hard rocking, and some of them may be the kind that make you cry, like some I've made. But I believe it's going to be great. I believe it's truly going to be great. Great. I'm sorry, like I said, I just woke up a couple of hours ago, but like I said, I think, music video is going to be truly great because they're going to really help out. And as I mentioned on the SatAM form, members form, I'm going to send Night Weaver and Sonique some, so that maybe they can find a way to show them at the convention. And that's an idea that maybe I should put on the form, and maybe you guys are already thinking about, or have thought about by the time you see this. That the SatAM form, or that you should bring in your music videos and show them at the SatAM convention. And you know what? If we keep this up every year, I will not be surprised that sooner or later it's going to get national exposure, and it's going to become as big, if not bigger, than the Transformers BotCon convention. I mean, all we have to do is keep it up, and keep on doing what we're doing for Sonic SatAM, and in our goal to bring it back on the air, either it being reruns, new episodes, or even an all-new movie or specials. And you know what that is? That is to keep fighting, keep hoping, and keep praying that our determination will someday pay off in a very positive way. I really, really hope someday that, our goal, this goal of all of us, SatAM fans, will be achieved. I really do. Well, I'm going to end it for now, and I will be back maybe tomorrow or whenever I can to finish it up or continue it. Until then, have a good night and God bless.